Gavin Newsom, if you're listening to this, you're a failure. Mayors are actually some of the most powerful people in the country. The police are responsive to the mayor. The building codes is responsible to the mayor. The homeless, mayors are very, very powerful. So he was mayor of San Francisco. Would you let your son walk the streets of San Francisco unaccompanied at 1 a.m.? No, you wouldn't. I'm sorry. Your son can't walk the streets of the city that you were in.
What happens when a polished politician walks into a debate expecting applause, but collides head-on with a wrecking ball holding a mic? You get a meltdown of epic proportions, California style. Gavin Newsom showed up with his Hollywood hair, Instagram filter smile, and a pocket full of reheated talking points. But Charlie Kirk wasn't there to play defense. He came swinging like a wrecking crane at a tofu buffet, tearing through Newsom's carefully crafted image piece by piece. This wasn't a debate. It was political demolition in broad daylight. And if you thought Gavin came prepared, think again. He brought a salad to a barbecue and watched it burn in real time.
Governor Newsom, the hell?
Oh, no,
the hell is... who's a better actor? I'm not sure. They're both up for an award.
I was watching him on MSNBC. He's got a new hand motion. I was going to text him. It's this. It's got usually it's kind of this, and then he's doing this. He was doing this thing on MSNBC. He's doing this whole thing. Look, he is the fakest person I think I've ever met in my entire life. So synthetic, and honestly, that's very dangerous, incredibly dangerous. He's the type of person that could just stare at you oh yeah, I voted for Trump, and just pass a lie.
Imagine a man who looks like he was born in a toothpaste commercial, but governs like he's auditioning for a documentary on how to ruin paradise in 10 easy steps. That's Gavin Newsom, a walking Instagram filter disguised as a governor, running California like it's his personal Netflix series titled From Dreamland to Disaster. Enter Charlie Kirk, who usually sounds like a man yelling at his Wi-Fi router. But this time, he'd found the perfect target, a slicker politician than his own pomade. Gavin, we get it. You've never met a hair product you didn't love, but no amount of shine could save him here.
You right now should come out and be you know what? The young man who's about to win the state championship in the long jump in female sports, right. that shouldn't happen. You as the governor should step out and say no.
Charlie didn't need much to tear Gavin's image apart. Just a few pie charts, a working calculator, and a highlight reel of every disastrous policy Newsom signed with a smirk. From spiraling homelessness to collapsing schools, Charlie laid out the receipts one by one. What Gavin calls leadership looks more like performance art, complete with $1 billion budget and results smaller than his approval rating outside coastal yoga studios. And yet, Gavin strutted in acting untouchable until Charlie started pulling the curtain back.
Well, first, understand, being the inaugural guest, it wasn't really even sure what I was going into, right? Because at the front end, it was hey, there'll be no, gotcha questions. It'll just be a discussion, which was largely true. And secondly, when you arrive and they tell you all this stuff, they're oh, his son is a fan and all that. It was so over the top, charm offensive. I was are you going to want to become a member of Turning Point?
California was once the golden dream. Sunshine, startups, and endless opportunity. Now, thanks to Gavin, it looks more like a real-life Oregon Trail reenactment, minus the wagons and plus medieval plaids. While Newsom was busy giving TED Talks on climate justice and equity, cities turned into tent-lined disaster zones, sidewalks became health hazards, and Gavin tweeted about resilience like he was hosting a poetry slam instead of running the nation's largest state. Under his watch, paradise didn't just slip away. It imploded in slow motion.
Look, it was really interesting. It was obvious that the governor wants to move to the middle on a lot of the political issues that the Democrat Party has been on the unpopular side of. The one that's making the most headlines, obviously, is biological men in women's sports. And he said he totally agrees with me, and that's a direct quote.
Were you surprised by that?
I was a little taken aback. I anticipated a little bit more of a politician answer. You could kind of see that laced in, but then he just bluntly said, look, I agree with you. It's about fairness.
Let's talk homelessness, because Gavin won't, at least not honestly. He's rolled out multi-billion-dollar plans that hire more consultants than they build homes, spending more than the GDP of a small nation while delivering virtually nothing. The only thing growing faster than California's homelessness budget is the number of people actually sleeping on sidewalks. It's like Gavin took Build Back Better and swapped build with talk, back with tweet, and better with you're on your own.
In fact, we are course correcting after 4 failed years under Joe Biden and all of the woke stuff and the anti-common sense movement. Gavin Newsom had me on his podcast, and I was shocked all of a sudden where he decided to diverge away from the orthodox opinion in the Democrat Party, which is as simple as saying that it's not fair that a biological man can compete in female.
California has gotten so progressive that even the criminals are confused. Steal under $950? That's not a felony anymore. That's a lifestyle upgrade. Gavin's idea of justice reform looks like an apology note taped to the door of a looted Walgreens. Retailers are fleeing, tourists are terrified, and entire neighborhoods are in free fall. But Newsom? He's probably busy rehearsing his next press conference, blaming rising crime on climate change. And schools? Don't get us started. Standards keep dropping. Classrooms keep collapsing, and Gavin keeps handing out diplomas like participation trophies. California's kids are now trapped in a tragic game of how low can we go.
It was a really interesting interview. What it came off like, it was like Charlie was trying to teach Gavin how to be a human being. Gavin came off like a Hollywood actor. Somebody who is disconnected from regular people, and when he is around us, he has to kind of conform, like an alien almost. You're living over there on a whole different planet, and then you come down to this planet to do it with.
Under Gavin's watch, California went from top tier to total disaster, faster than you can say state income tax. And that tax? Oh, it's progressive, all right. So progressive. It hunts down anyone making more than minimum wage and dares them to stay. People are fleeing California like it's a sinking yacht, while Gavin stands on deck, giving speeches about how the rising water proves his climate plan is working. Tech giants, families, retirees, they're packing up and heading to Texas, Arizona, Nevada, anywhere but here. But Gavin, he acts like it's all part of the plan.
It's been a point of pride for you that you didn't do a 4-year degree. And
because I represent most of the country. You guys have become so college credentialed and educated that you guys snobbishly look on the muscular class of this country, the people that kept things afloat and running during COVID. Yeah, I mean, the majority of the country didn't go to Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Stanford, Caltech, or Cal Berkeley, right?
Are you arguing for the disestablishment, the end of higher education?
I think it's going to happen no matter what. Am I advocating for the end of the pursuit of glory?
Gavin loves blaming wildfires on climate change, but refuses to do the basic forest management that could stop California from burning year after year. Instead of thinning forests, he thins out common sense and points fingers at people who drive trucks. And now, he's flirting with presidential ambitions, touring red states and lecturing governors who actually run thriving economies. Behind the Hollywood smile and the perfectly gelled hair is a man auditioning for a movie no one wants to watch, a political vanity project disguised as leadership.
He does not listen, ever. Maybe, is this the tipping point for him? Did you get the feeling he really wants to change?
I don't know. I think he wants to be president, Sean, more than anything else on the planet. I think you can agree he has more political ambition than almost anybody in the Democrat Party. And I think he understands that the entire country is moving center-right and is accelerating.
Here's the kicker. Gavin still walks around pretending it's all working. He claims California is a model for the nation, which is true if the model is supposed to be a giant red warning sign. Want to collapse your schools, skyrocket crime, bankrupt small businesses, and burn through billions without results? Just follow Gavin's blueprint. But this time, Charlie Kirk came armed with receipts, data, and undeniable evidence. One by one, the myths fell apart, and Gavin's Hollywood filter shattered in real time.
Is that at a lot of these schools, they're not pursuing what is good, true, and beautiful. It's become the Oppression Olympics and a weaponized complaint seminar of people sitting in the circle and finding out who's been offended the most that day.
Some would argue $1 million more in lifetime earnings, more likely to get married, less likely to get divorced, more likely to be civically engaged with college degrees. And you would say
all of those is true. It's just not everyone that goes.
California used to be the beacon of the American dream. Now it's a dystopian playground for Gavin's failed experiments. Endless road construction, $7 gas, blackouts, and 10,000-word speeches that say absolutely nothing. Don't be fooled by the charming grin. Behind it is a man who governs with the cold detachment of a tech CEO, giving a TED Talk during mass layoffs. Charlie didn't have to destroy Gavin. He just had to read the receipts aloud and let the facts expose him for what he is, the poster child of delusional leadership.
Yes, and I mean, same on my show. Anytime Gavin Newsom can come on the show. So, as from a presidential standpoint, I mean, Trump's going to be the nominee, so it's kind of just a waste of time. I do think it's actually healthy to have a conversation, though, and this is why I wish DeSantis would just, right now, see where he's at, drop out, become a great governor, and reassert that he's been a great governor and continue to be. I'll say nothing but positive things. But the national conversation is there are really two Americas being built right now. And California is a hellhole. It's a dystopian.
If Gavin Newsom ever stumbles his way into the White House, don't worry. By then, most of California will already be living in Texas. He's drained the middle class faster than a clearance rack at Whole Foods. Teachers, nurses, small business owners, they're not leaving because of politics. They're leaving because they're tired of paying luxury tax prices for pothole-ridden roads, random blackouts, and houses that cost more than a kidney on the black market. Gavin didn't inherit a crisis. He built one. And now, California's natural disasters are indistinguishable from its daily operations.
No guiding beliefs at all. Just leave the Democrat Party. That's my advice to him. If you really want to be in elected office that bad, just leave the Democrat Party and just go run as like a moderate Republican and just have some sort of like...
Gavin's political playbook is simple. Break everything, gaslight everyone, and host a summit about reimagining what already worked. He throws out buzzwords like sustainable, equitable, inclusive, but behind the curtain are corporate donors, lobbyists, and bureaucrats fixing nothing. Charlie Kirk didn't have to destroy him. Gavin destroyed himself. All Charlie did was shine a flashlight on the wreckage. California isn't just in decline. It's a warning siren blaring for the rest of America.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of the country didn't go to Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Stanford, Caltech, or Cal Berkeley, right? Well, first, I mean, understand, being the inaugural guest, it wasn't really even sure what I was going into, right? Because at the front end, it was like, hey, there'll be no, gotcha questions. It'll just be a discussion, which was largely true. And secondly, when you arrive and they tell you all this stuff, they're like, oh, his son is a fan and all that. It was like so over the top, like charm offensive. I was like, are you going to want to become a member of Turning Point?
Gavin walks across the stage like a star in his own biopic. But the audience, the people living through the crime, chaos, collapsing schools, and blackouts, they're walking out in droves. He governs like an actor reading a script written by lobbyists, while families struggle to survive the fallout of his policies. That's why Charlie's takedown hit so hard. It wasn't just a clash of personalities. It was reality therapy in real time. Behind the glossy filter, California isn't a success story. It's a cautionary tale. And if this is the future Gavin's promising America, the country better wake up before it's too